Yes, my friend. This video is going to be about the sacral chakra and the root chakra. We're going to be talking about how to align with your highest timeline and get more money flowing through into your life. Hey, superstar. Gavin is here from Wake Up Fulfilled. We're going to be talking about the sacral chakra and the root chakra. We're going to be diving deep into how to create more money in your life. So money is really interesting because there's a lot of emotional charge behind it. But when we really look at it, it's actually just a piece of paper. And we have to realize that everything in this reality is actually neutral. But what's happened is we are experiencing this thing called duality. Duality and polarity, the opposites. We got the up, we got the down. We got the left, we got the right. We got the yin, we got the yang. We got the male, we got the female. We got the good, we got the evil. And what we have to understand is we have a choice to choose how we want to think about anything. We have the choice to think money is evil, or we have the choice to think money is good. And so you have to have an overriding energy that money is good. And some of you may resist that. Some of you may find, no, I don't want to think money is good. And notice how that's your script, that's the internal dialogue that needs to be shifted. That's not who you are, right? That's your internal dialogue, that's your conditioning. Because if you've been taught from a very young age that money is good, money is good, money is good, money is good, and that was hammered and drummed into you from your birth. Maybe in the womb, mummy had you put headphones on the belly and like programmed you with money. Imagine that, right? No, I actually know someone that actually did that, something similar to that. Anyway, so imagine you was programmed from a very young age that money was good. You would just automatically believe money is good. It's just a part of your program, and your perceptions and the reticular activating system would align with you seeing that money is good. Money is good. Money is good. It will be mostly what you see. It will be mostly that money is good, and that's what you will experience. You experience who you are, all right? And who you are up until now is your conditioning. So your conditioning from the past might say money is bad, money is bad, money is bad. Maybe you grew up in a rough neighborhood like me, and you see poverty, and you see people on the streets and stuff like this. And so you start to think money is bad, money is bad. Oh, we can't afford that today, darling, right? We don't have the money for that. Please don't ask for that. We don't have money, right? All of this stuff, money is bad, money is bad, money is bad. Hearing that mantra over and over and over again. Not necessarily the words that money is bad, but that you can't afford this, or you can't get this, or you can't go here, and you can't do this, right? Limited, scarce. So you start believing money is bad. So what we have to do is override the conditioning, right? And become aware of the conditioning. Okay, number one, become aware of the conditioning, right? You have the ability to become aware of the conditioning. Don't say that's who you are, right? The conditioning is not who you are. The conditioning is separate from who you are. You are the sole being experiencing the conditioning. So you're looking at the conditioning and you're like, oh, that's just my past. It's just my history. That's just what I learned. That's what's in my programming. That's what's in my memory. And I can change my memory. Oh, I want to change the story. I'm going to change the story. I'm going to adapt the story. I'm going to rewrite the story. I want to change that. You can literally change your past by changing your memory. You can adjust your memory. You can shift your memory. And so when you shift your memory and you make what you want normal, natural, you get to experience more money. Because now your reticular activating system, your mind is going to filter out opportunities, money, and see money in a good way. See money in a good way. Oh, well, money's abundant, money's good, money's joy. And you actually believe it deeply and completely. So in terms of the root chakra, most of us have been taught money is bad, money is bad, money is bad. But we want to realize that we're moving into the 5D energy, we're moving into love and light, we're moving into unconditional love. And what we want to do is operate root chakra success, money, the finances, the material success, the homes, all of this stuff, operate it from the 5D. You don't want to correspond with 3D energy anymore in terms of money and success. You want to approach it from love and giving and contribution, and how can I give more love into the world. Doesn't matter what you do. You could be doing nails, makeup, you could be doing selling shoes. It doesn't matter what you do. Maybe you're a psychologist, or maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're a doctor. Well, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Figure out how in that role you can add more value to the world. Maybe it's just shifting your personality, shifting the way you treat people. Maybe you're going to work every day like, oh, and then you can't be bothered, you're lazy all day at work. Whilst you might not like your job, you need to like who you are. You need to be the person that corresponds with the life that you want. So if you're in a job that you don't like, you need to be the type of person that doesn't matter that you don't like the job. I'm going to be a certain way in my job. I'm going to perform a certain way in my job. I'm going to be the best version of myself in the job, because the best version of myself corresponds with the life that I want. And operate from that unconditional God love energy and allow that to come through you in your job or whatever you're doing. And as you do that, the people that come into your job, the people that you're serving or whatever it is, can feel your energy. You're raising their vibration. You're adding good karma points. You're making a shift into the reality that you want. It may take some time. It may happen quickly. Who knows? But you know deep down that you need to correspond with a higher power. You can't have that lazy, energy where you're just complaining all the time, whining, right? That's your inner child. That's your old self. That's your conditioning, right? We have to grow into the adult that can see the inner child and the conditioning and the script and the internal dialogue and be the person that you want to be. I remember what it was like. Don't get me wrong. I used to work a 9-to-5 job. I used to work as a forklift driver and a picker. Basically, what I used to do is drive a forklift. I used to lift heavy goods, put them on a pallet, and then it used to ship out. I used to work in a big, massive warehouse. And, sometimes we work 12 hours, 10 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours. It was all different all the time, all different kind of shifts. And it was a lot of work and very hard on the body. Very, very tiring every day. And plus, on top of that, I used to go gym. So it was like, at first, I was complaining about the job. And then I started learning about the law of attraction. And then I realized I had to be grateful for the job that I was in. And how can I be grateful? Because it's giving me money that is allowing me to follow my dreams, right? You have to have this being or energy that, when I say being, way of being and energy, that there's a way out. If you think there's no way out, there's going to be no way out. Your mind's not going to look for that. Your mind's going to automatically close off any idea or way or escape, right? You have to believe that there's a way out. And when you start believing that and your energy corresponds with that, your reticular activating system is going to come up with ideas and ways of doing that. And then you have to believe that it's possible for you. So I was working a 9-to-5 job. I wasn't being grateful. And then I started being grateful for the job. And I started thinking about the type of person that I need to be in order to get the life that I want. And as I started doing that, I just felt better at work, and I was actually looking forward to going to work, and I started enjoying it a little bit more. I wouldn't necessarily say that I absolutely loved it, but I could at least be harmonious whilst I was there and not have a sad face, a depressed face, all right? I saw a way out. Right, when I started seeing being grateful, I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was shifting, I was changing, I was growing. And I was relentless on shifting myself and becoming a greater version of myself. So in a job, I became more grateful and I was starting to work out. So not only did I work 8 hours lifting stuff, and I was working out 2 hours as well. I was putting in the work. And then I had a girlfriend as well, right? And you need energy for that. You know what I mean? And so I had all of this energy. I never made no excuses. I was tired. At the end of the day, I was tired. Sometimes I was sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours a night, 6 hours a night, right? I was hardly getting any sleep. But I didn't make any excuses. I was tired, but I just kept on going, kept on going, kept on going. And here I am, making a video for you, all right? And, I never got to this place by accident. I've been able to travel all over the world. I've been able to meet amazing people. I've been able to stay in luxurious hotels. I've been able to meet really successful people in terms of they live in a mansion. I'll go to their mansion and chill out with them, hang with them. I've been to mansion parties and, we've been into the clubs. Back in the day, I used to go to the club and we used to pop bottles or whatever you want to call it. I've experienced all of these kinds of things in my life. And I didn't get there by accident. It wasn't no accident. Okay, I didn't get there by just hoping and wishing and manifesting, right? It was more of me shifting myself to be in the timeline which is conducive and in alignment with what I was after. I wasn't the type of person that could be in that kind of reality initially. But I had to change who I was in the moment, in the now, to correspond with the life that I wanted. So I started reading books about money. I started reading books about success. I started reading books that would help me manage my money. I started reading books like The Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, As a Man Thinketh, The Master Key System. I started reading these kinds of books. I listened to audiobooks. I just started listening, conditioning, and learning these different concepts around money. And then I started to realize that I had resistance against making money. It's like I didn't want to do it. In fact, when I first read Think and Grow Rich, I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. And so a year later, I had read it again. And within 3 months, like I read the book and I was like, what? How comes last year I couldn't read this book? And again, that's who I was at the time, you see. So sometimes who you are is not corresponding with the information that you're conceiving. Even right now, you might be watching this video and there's things that you think like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But you watch it in a year's time, you're like, wow, that is amazing, right? It's like a different energy because you're different. You're a different person. And so the second time I had read Think and Grow Rich, I was a completely different person. And I was like, wow. And literally, I had read the first 4 chapters. And after reading the first 4 chapters, I took massive action on that information. And within, I think it was either 2-3 months, I'd made my biggest money that I'd ever made in my life. It was a 5-figure sum, multiple 5-figure sum. And from there, my life was transformed. I realized, well, your thinking does affect your money, right? And so what I did is I started to think more prosperous thoughts, more abundant thoughts about money. Now, the root chakra and the sacral chakra correspond with money. The root chakra corresponds with the material. The sacral chakra corresponds with money and sexual energy and family dynamic and stuff like this. Okay, so when you have that sexual energy, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about sex transmutation. You can use your sexual energy to create what it is that you want. And some people do this in different ways, but one of the ways that I practice using sex transmutation is actually having a muse, a female, a woman, because for me personally, women inspire me. Because I think it comes from the way I was brought up. I was brought up by my mom. My dad was never around, and so I had this energy of like. Actually, the first reason I started my online business was because of my mom. I didn't want her to work ever again. Okay, I wanted to take her on holiday, and I was able to do that. I was able to take her to Dubai for about a week with my brother, and I paid for the whole holiday, and it was really amazing. And so I had this thing where I wanted to help my mom. And so women inspire me. Like I feel driven to serve the woman, to protect the woman. And so I know that's my main driver. And so what I had done when it comes to using women as a muse, using the sexual energy as a muse, what I would do is say, okay, I'm not enabling myself to do this, and this, and this unless I do this. Okay, so I'm not able to have a relationship unless I succeed at this first, all right, or make this money first, or whatever it is. Okay, or another way that I would use it is, well, if sexual energy is something that we just desire and feel for automatically, and it's like it's almost like you can't help but do it sometimes. Well, if that's such an extreme motivator, then I don't get that unless I do this first. All right, we want to set ourselves up for success. We want to put rewards in place in exchange for the action that we are taking. We have to discipline ourselves in that way. A lot of us, what we do is we wake up in the morning and we check our phones instantly, and then we get that dopamine release. All right, and Dopamine should only be released as a reward for taking action and taking work towards something. But right now in this day and age, we're getting these dopamine releases just from sugar, just from consuming sugar in the morning. We get a dopamine release, we get that reward instantly. And so some people are just lazy. I made a video on being lazy up here, or the solar plex, because they're consuming too much sugar, right, and become addicted to it. So they release that dopamine, they don't feel like taking action because they got the reward instantly, that feeling of satisfaction. That's what sugar does. It makes you feel satisfied. And what we want to do is stop doing that, where we get results and rewards easily. We should do the work first. We should set our lives up to the point where we're taking action first, and then later we get the rewards. So for example, one time I was working with a coach, and what he had me do is that I wasn't allowed to check my phone until after, I think it was 4 or 5 p.m. So I had to work the whole day to get a reward of checking my social media. And what started to happen after like day 4, day 5, is like I didn't even want to check social media anymore. I didn't even want that. I had the reward of actually taking the action towards my goals, dreams, and desires. So in terms of the sexual energy, what you can do is you can have a muse. You can have something, a reward that you are after. And it needs to be a sexual energy, right? That you don't get to do that unless you have reached a certain target, a certain goal. It's challenging, right? You don't get to do. So imagine the drive that you have behind you. Imagine the drive you have when you are feeling that sexual energy and you're wanting to have sex. Okay, it's a really strong energy, right? Imagine you feeling that, but you're not able to do it unless you complete that task and do that, thing that you're supposed to be doing. So you set yourself up, you put a target. If I don't reach this goal, then I'm not allowed to do that. You see how that works? And so now you have to do it, right? And then that pushes you to do it because you've got that drive behind you. You can also transmute the energy just by circulating the energy. You can do the breath of fire, where you do these deep belly breaths, right? And you circulate the energy. You can circulate the energy through your being. And what I used to do is I used to pull the energy up and focus on what it is that I want to create. So I would imagine the actions that I want to take towards my goals, dreams, and desires. So I would pull that sexual energy up and focus on my goals, dreams, and desires. Pull that sexual energy up, focus on my goals, dreams, and desires. So that's how you can transmute the energy. Now in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill doesn't necessarily talk about it in this way, but you can use a muse, you can transmute the energy, you can move it around. Learn how to move this energy around. It's very healing, it's very powerful, it's very motivating. You can shift it into anything that you want because again, you can transmute and transform that energy into what you want. So when it comes to the sacral chakra actually deals with your creativity as well. So creativity is actually required in order to make more money. If you're just focused on the 9 to 5, chances are it's going to be hard to make more money. When you're activating your creative energy and you can think of ways where you can make more money that doesn't take a lot of time, then you're going to be able to make more money. I mean, a lot of you can make more money right now because you have things around your home that you could sell on eBay or Gumtree or one of these sites where you could just sell it and make money very quickly. And that's starting something. You take that money that you make from selling the stuff around the home that you don't use anymore, that's just sitting there or whatever it is, you make money from that. And then you go use some of that money to invest into buying some stuff from Alibaba, which is a site where you can buy wholesale, right? You buy some stuff from Alibaba and then you sell it on eBay, right? Or you can go to like markets where you can buy stuff for cheap that people are selling and then you can sell it for more on eBay. There's even a way of going to $1 stores or £1 stores, right? Where you buy stuff for £1. Let's just say it's a set of pens, right? Coloring pens for kids, right? You go buy that for £1, you sell it on eBay for £3. You see how that works? There's so many ways to make money, but it takes stepping into that creative energy, right? Now, I wasn't able to just do this by accident. I watched, I studied, I learned, I grew, I expanded, I got ideas from a higher power. I stepped into my creative energy. It's important to step into your creative energy, your sexual energy, creative, sexual, same thing, right? Because sexual energy can create a new life, meaning creative, create a new life. And so what we want to do is we want to use that to fuel us. We want to use that to come up with ideas and inspiration. And then we use those ideas and we bring it into fruition through the root chakra. Now, all of this stuff, you can operate from a 5D energy. You can allow God to flow through you. So what you can say is, connect me to God, connect me to God, connect me to God, or connect me to a higher power. Just say it 3 times and allow God to come through you every day. Walk with God every day. Jesus walks with me. Kanye Weezy, Kanye West. So walk with God, walk with a higher power, walk with the universe, walk with the cosmos, walk with star seeds, whatever you want to walk with. Walk with Archangel Michael, Metatron, whoever. Walk with these energies, with these beings, with these angels every day, right? And they'll support you. Walk with your ancestors, right? Your ancestors are there. You know, we don't just die and then we're destroyed. Energy can't be created or destroyed, right? So when we leave here, we're just gone to a different dimension. That's it. We still exist. Your ancestors can see you and they're there to support you and help you, right? And so understand that your children are also your ancestors. Your children came from beyond the veil, right? They came into fruition. And so what you want to understand is that your children, sexual energy, again, your children are there to also teach you about life, to teach you how to be a greater version of yourself. So notice that when you're having children, it's not necessarily for yourself. Like I had an interview the other day with my ex-nutritionist, and she was talking about how a lot of people have children because they desire to have children. But it's almost like they have the children, but they don't realize that they're there to teach you more about yourself. So it's like they become a mirror. Just like in a relationship where, you know, that partner becomes a mirror so you can grow and expand, so do children. They teach you more about themselves. There's a really good program on Facebook called Red Table Talk. And Will Smith talks about how Willow taught him so much about life and how to be a better man. Okay, and so it takes you learning from your current children and having them teach you more about life. So that's really powerful when you can go and do that. So also when it comes to this particular energy, the creational energy, we can allow it to invade all parts of our being. We can make it transcend through our aura and go outward, right? That outwardly energy, that outward creative energy. And what will start to happen is you will see that you will start to glow more. You will start to exude this energy more. And as you carry this energy more and you see it going outwardly, you attract people, the circumstances, the events that are in alignment with you making more money, having more opportunity and stuff like this, okay? Sexual energy is really powerful. And it's said that people who are highly sexed, who have a high sex drive, have more success in life. So never suppress or push down your sexual energy. It just needs to be used in the right way. Okay? You need to be able to transform it, transmute it, use it in the right way, not just always releasing and releasing and releasing. There's ways of transmuting the energy via tantra and circling the energy, micro orbit, and this can really transform your life. All right? So in the next video, we're going to be talking about the heart chakra. Not sure what's going to come through. I'm going to get those downloads, have them come through. So if you want to get that video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We also have neutrality shifting coaching available. If you want to get that, the link will be in the description. Click the link and you'll see our testimonials and the astronomical results we've gotten for people. And it's something that you definitely don't want to miss. All right. So this is really, really powerful stuff. What we do is we make and shift you into the personality that aligns with the reality that you want. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And we literally change you into the type of person that corresponds with the life that you want. So you're automatically taking actions towards your goals, dreams, and desires in a way which is conducive with what you want. Okay? A lot of us know that we're not the type of person that we need to be in order to create the reality that we want. And so we need to become the personality that creates that for us. With that being said, keep watching, keep learning, keep expanding. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll speak to you soon. There should be some videos here. Click them now and keep watching. Peace.